Are things actually changing with all of the woke nonsense? Is the entertainment industry finally ready to move away from the identity politics and the pandering? I don't think that you can make a definitive claim on that whatsoever, and there are plenty of things to point to that are really bad, and we've seen a lot of really bad stuff recently, but there's also reason to be optimistic in certain perspectives as well, and we're going to talk about a few of those things. So let's check a few of these stories out, because I don't think that it's isolated. And if you start to look at all of the different things that are happening and some of the language that's being used by a lot of these companies, there's reason to believe that the woke nonsense will be on its way out at some point, because as any normal thinking person knows, this is not a sustainable business model, and the people that they are pandering to will never ever actually fund their projects. They just won't do it. So we're going to take a look at a few stories here. This is from Bounding into Comics, and it says, PlayStation president reportedly tells staff to respect differences of opinion over possible overturning of Roe v. Wade. Now, that's just a normal thinking, logical, thing to say. Respect differences of opinions, but that's not what we've been hearing from a lot of these companies. There's no way they've been saying that in the past, because they've been pushing a certain ideology. And of course, reportedly, this didn't go over very well, but of course it didn't, because you're talking about people, like grown adults don't need to be told to respect differences of opinions. They just do. But when you have all of these activists out there that will get offended over every single thing and then play the fake victim over every single thing, of course they're going to react negatively. But that is a good sign right there. We also have this story. Netflix tells woke workers to quit if they are offended. Culture memo. That's right. They're putting woke workers to bed. In light of the internal dissension triggered by productions like Dave Chappelle's chaotically controversial stand-up special, Netflix has reportedly issued a shady missive to its disgruntled staffers, underscoring that the streaming behemoth values the artistic expression of its content creators over each employee's personal thoughts, beliefs, and lifestyles. What? Are you kidding me? I can't believe they're actually saying this. Now, this is what they should be saying, and they should have been saying this all along, but I can't believe that they're actually doing this now. And of course, that's not going to go over well. Of course, it's not going to go over well. You also have Disney's stock just tanking. Now, I think they're back on a slight upward trend. But once you hit so far down, of course, there's only one place to go up. But their stock has been tanking consistently, and I don't think it's going to continue to get any better for them because of everything that's happened with the Florida bill and Ron DeSantis, and it's really opened up a lot of people's eyes as to what Disney is doing, and those videos were very detrimental to Disney in so many different ways. Also, the whole thing with Elon Musk and Twitter, I believe that's a big shift in the culture, and obviously that's going to upset a lot of people if, in fact, it ultimately happens. We know that it's been put on hold today, where Elon Musk still says he is going to be moving forward, but it is on hold right now, and no one knows what's ultimately going to happen. I had my Twitter account unlocked after over a year of having my account suspended over a false DMCA claim, and after multiple appeals being completely rejected immediately. Finally, the day after, I believe, that it was announced that, they accepted his bid, I put in another appeal, and they lifted my suspension, just like they did with Memology and Drunk 3PO and so many other people. And you have to ask yourself, well, how did that happen suddenly? And it's because, in my opinion, they're just trying to cover up all of the stuff that they were doing in the past. So I don't know ultimately what's going to happen with Twitter, but that's just another good sign. So we're seeing a lot of good signs. Now, just because there are a lot of good signs doesn't mean that there aren't bad things as well, because we can point to a lot of bad things as well. But we can also point to stuff like Batwoman getting canceled. So many woke shows are getting canceled right now. Because why? Because people don't care. They don't want this stuff. They don't support it. And you're just going to continue to alienate normal thinking, everyday, hardworking people, because, yeah, they're normies and they don't pay attention to this stuff like I do or you do or a lot of people do. But eventually they're going to start seeing the agenda being put in there, and people are going to start rejecting it. So seeing this stuff from Netflix, seeing this stuff from PlayStation's president talking about respecting opinions, again, saying respecting opinions is such a normal thing, but it's such an abnormal thing in the entertainment industry because the entertainment industry has been overrun by left-wing activists who demand that you think like them and you agree with them, and if you don't agree with them, then you are the worst person in existence. And so to have someone like a PlayStation president say this is massive. To have Netflix put out a memo saying, hey, quit if you're offended. This is Netflix. Now, again, their stock has been tanking as well, rightfully so, after what they've done. So I'm optimistic that at least there is potential to see that there could be an end in sight. I don't think it's like tomorrow or next week. You still have the disaster known as Disney Star Wars out there. You still have the disaster known as Doctor Who. You have the MCU, as Gary from Nerdrotic has so brilliantly covered over there. And, there's still a lot of problems. So it's not like we're out of the woods because a few companies are finally standing up to the nonsense. There's a long way to go, but there are reasons to be optimistic. If you guys like this video, smash the melee button, subscribe to the channel, check out geeksandgamers.com, and we will talk to you later.